It was bounce back Tuesday for Alabama in Starkville against Mississippi State as Alabama goes to Starkville, gets a big SEC road win, 97-82. It's a big road win to stop the bleeding and get Bama back on its winning ways. Welcome to another episode of the Bamature Hour podcast. I am Bama John. This episode, I'm going to give you a quick reaction to Alabama's win over Mississippi State, 97-82, as Bama wins by 15. Great win. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, in the year of our Lord. Thank you for tuning in. We now have over 8,900 subscribers to the YouTube channel and growing, headed to 10,000 and beyond. Please like, subscribe, and follow us if you're accessing us on the YouTube channel. If you are accessing us on the various podcast audio outlets, please like, subscribe, and follow. Philon was the star of the game with a career high 32 points to lead Alabama. What's new? Philon seems to be the star of the game. Every game, he's the leader. He is the star that stirred the drink. What happened? How did Alabama get this win? And what happened in the game? In the first half, Alabama got down. They got down big by 14 points with about 7 minutes to go. But then Alabama had a furious rally in the first half as they went from down 14 to up to 36-34 in a highly competitive first half. Bama started slow. They weren't making shots. They looked sluggish. They looked like the team that fell behind against Texas as they went down by 14 points with 7 minutes to go. And then, bam, they woke up. They went from playing sluggishly, shooting poorly, not playing great defense, getting out rebounded, to all of a sudden they woke up. Philon started scoring. Alabama started gang rebounding. They started playing defense. And next thing you know, they went from down 14, it was looking bleak, to up 2.5. It was great to see that first half rally as Alabama went into the locker room up 36-34, and Alabama had the momentum at the half. Philon had 12 points. Aiden Sherrell had 8, and Holloway had 6. And then the second half happened, and it was just curious to see whether Alabama would come out and would have the same effort and energy and be able to extend that momentum that they established at the end of the first half and put it on Mississippi State on the road in Starkville and be able to put it on them in the second half. And sure enough, Alabama came out hot. They went on a 10-0 run, jumped up 12, and things then just snowballed from there. And they went on a 34-7 run in the game. And next thing you know, they're up big. And Alabama rolled from there. Alabama's had a history this season of taking leads in the second half, getting big leads, and then letting those leads dwindle and making the game competitive at the end of the game. That didn't happen in this game. Alabama really put it on Mississippi State. They had a great second half explosion and cruised to a 15-point win. LaBaron Philon scored 20 of his 32 points in the second half. Aiden Sherrell had a career high 22 points as well. And Alabama shot 50% from the field in the second half. Great effort, way for Alabama to close the door as their lead got up to as much as 22 points. As they led 81-59 with roughly 8 minutes to go and cruised in for a 15-point lead. Josh Hubbard was effective. That guy's a great player. He's an NBA caliber player. He's a great guard. He had 23 points, but fortunately, none of the other Bulldogs played that well and were able to match his effort, and Alabama cruised to the victory, although they had to play really hard and really well to get back in the game and get it done. So hats off, way to stop the bleeding, way to end a 2-game losing streak and run your record now to 2-2 in the SEC. LaBaron Philon was the star of the game, which he seems to be most games. He's having a great sophomore season. He is playing himself into a high NBA first-round pick and having a great season and on track to be an All-American. Hats off to LaBaron. We need that kind of effort every night. He brought it. He played great. He had 32 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and only 1 turnover. Other notable performers for the game, Amari Allen had another great stat-stuffing effort. He had 13 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Yes, he had 13 rebounds. Amari Allen is a dog on the boards. He is a dude. He has developed into one of our 4 best players. He is an integral part of this team. He has cemented himself into the starting lineup. He's having a great season. Scoring wise, he's not a 20-point a game scorer yet. He still needs to develop his offensive skills, but he does hit double digits every night. He boards, he plays defense, he does all the things. He is a well-rounded player that's only going to get better. And as his offense improves, he is going to be a real monster. But had a great game. Aiden Sherrell, career high 22 points. He had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. And he is our rim protector in a night where we really didn't have much help for him in the bigs. He had a great effort as he was the anchor of the defense. He was the shot blocker, the rim protector, and then Alabama as a team was gang rebounding. All 5 guys went to the boards on defense and went after it, and it was a great effort. And then Aden Holloway had another double-digit effort with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and no turnovers. Alabama had a great game overall and didn't turn the ball over, and they rebounded well. Those are 2 huge things. Happy to see that happen. Then, as of note, Alabama, as I said, rebounded as a 5-man team. They were gang rebounding on the defensive end for most of the game. They really kicked that in gear once they got down 14 and just hit the boards hard for the rest of the game. And there were 6 players on the Alabama team that had at least 5 rebounds. That is amazing. Okay, so those are the notables. Here was the MIA. What's going on with Keitenn Bristow? Why didn't he play? What's going on? Is he injured? We need him to step up and be the player that he's shown glimpses of, but we need that every night. I think he can really contribute as a rebounder, as a defender, as a low post scorer. Not sure what's going on there. Not good. Injury-wise, Taylor Ball-Bowen was out. We missed him. We missed his defense. We missed his length. We missed his ability to hit open 3-pointers. We don't need him jacking up threes and forcing threes, but when he's hitting open threes, it's big. We certainly need him. Davion Hannah is out with an injury. He's trending towards a redshirt year, but we'll see. And then I wanted to note a few other things here. Josh Hubbard, as I said, for Mississippi State played well, 23 points. But really, no one else went off to compliment him, and we got the win by 15. Great job. Let's look at the team stats. Alabama out-rebounded State 47-43 after getting into that 14-point hole. And really, they were out-rebounding us to that point in the game when we were down 14 with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Alabama hit the boards hard and reduced that margin and ended up out-rebounding Mississippi State. We need that kind of effort night in and night out. Great job. Alabama also limited its turnovers to 5 for the game. That is winning basketball. Out-rebounding your opponent and limiting your turnovers, that is winning basketball. Alabama also shot 44% from the field, 35% from 3. Alabama made 27 free throws and shot 82% from the charity stripe. Great night of shooting for Alabama. That's what we need. That's it. Great job. And Mississippi State plays hard. They play good defense generally there, and we put it to them. So hats off, Alabama. Great performance, great bounce back Tuesday win for Bama in Starkville. When you look at the team stats overall, it was a good night for Alabama, as Alabama either won the stat category or was at worst even with State. This is a big win. Stops the bleeding, stops the 2-game losing streak, keeps Alabama on track to make the tournament, and gives Alabama a good chance for a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament if Alabama can just keep winning like this. And we don't need to drop games like we did against Texas. We need to end up with 12, 13, 14 wins in the SEC schedule, and we'll be in good shape. So this is the effort we need. This is the way we need to play. We need that Texas game to be an aberration. That was our first bad loss of the season. We need to avoid those kind of losses. We need to go to Oklahoma, which is up next, and get a win there, and get a winning streak going, and start stacking wins and start competing for a top 3 spot in the SEC tournament, for a top 3 finish. And as I stated before, so we can get a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament and have a good shot at making the Sweet 16, the Elite 8 again. Bama can get there if they play like they did tonight. If they play like like they did against Texas, they may make the tournament, but they're certainly not going to advance far. So we'll see what the normal performance is for Bama going forward. We know what the upside is. We also know what the downside is. All right, here are the highlights from the game. Philon's 32 points was a career high. Highlights: Alabama rebounded the ball really, really well and didn't turn it over with only 5 turnovers. Another highlight: Alabama stopped the bleeding in the first half after they went down with 7 minutes to go, and had a great surge and took the lead by 2 points at half as they played well from that point where they were down 7, and then went into the half up 2 when they had that rally from 14-point down. Then they came out in the second half and extended the lead, and Bama played great through that whole stretch, including the whole second half, and took home a win by 15. This game really shows what Bama can be game in and game out. If we can get this kind of effort game in and game out, we're going to be a contender for Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Final 4. Another highlight: Bama's defense was really, really good against State. Once we dug in and once we started gang rebounding, moving our feet, playing great defense, that really allows you to then get out and run and let our offense do what it does. Here's what I know. Here's the highlight. Here are our 4 best players. These are the 4 key players for the starting lineups: LaBaron Philon, Aden Holloway, Aiden Sherrell, and Amari Allen. Those are the 4 dudes we can count on game in and game out. We know what we're going to get. But who's the 5th player? Who's the other guy that's going to contribute throughout the game, who we can count on night in and night out, and who can be in there when it's closing time? Who's going to bring the effort and consistency of performance game in and game out? I don't think we know yet. I think London Jemison is a candidate for that. He brings a high level of energy. He plays tough defense. He rebounds. His scoring production is spotty, but he certainly is in contention for being that 5th player. Other than that, don't know. Other guys are not consistently bringing a high quality performance game in and game out. You don't really know what you're going to get. Okay. What are the issues? Issue number 1, why did Alabama start poorly? Why did we get into a 14-point hole? And how do we come out and play better from the start and play well from start to finish? Basketball is a game of run. It's a game of spurts, but getting down 14 points in a game, that's too much. Letting a team take a 6-point, 8-point, maybe even a 10-point lead, okay, we can live with that. We got to quit getting down by 14 points and then digging ourselves out of a hole. That's a big, big ask. We need to come out playing strong from the start, not get in a big hole that's tough to dig yourselves out of, because had this been a better team and we're down 14, might have been game over. So got to do that. Here's some other issues: little depth in the front court. Besides Sherrell, who brings it night in and night out? We really have one consistent front court contributor. I'm not counting Amari Allen as a power forward or a center. His versatility to play wing, to play the 4 spot is great. He's really, really good. But, we have little depth in the front court, and that's going to hurt us, and it's going to hurt us in the tournament. All right, what's going on with Taylor Ball-Bowen? We need him healthy. We need him to play game in and game out, and we need him to rebound. We need him to be a shot blocker, a rim protector, a good lockdown defender. He was against Trevon Marks. He was the guy that really they put on Trevon Marks, and he helped shut him down in the Texas game. But unfortunately, that wasn't enough as Jordan Pope went off in the second half in the Texas game. But I liked what I saw from Taylor Ball-Bowen, and we need his three-point shooting, but he needs to shoot open looks, good looks, not force looks. He needs to pass the ball. But we need that Taylor Ball-Bowen, not the one that can kind of disappear in games and you don't know what you're getting. We need to get him healthy. We need Keitenn Bristow to step up and contribute. Don't know what he will do and how he'll play game in and game out, but we need him. We've seen glimpses of how well he can play, but we need that effort game in and game out. That would really help in the front court if we can get him in there playing defense, rebounding, and then scoring in the low post. 8, 10, 12 points a game, getting 5 to 10 rebounds a game, playing good defense. We need him to step up. Not sure what's going on there, but it's concerning. And I thought he was going to be a player and could be a starter, not so fast. Williamson and Bethea played and contributed tonight. Noah Williamson was out there and gave us some good minutes. It certainly was not at the level of what he brought in the Kentucky game, but it was better than his zero pulse, zero stat line games that we've seen. We got some rebounds out of him. We, had some assists. He played tough defense. He actually contributed in that game. And then Bethea had a limited amount of playing time, but with only about 8 players available, he went out there and positively contributed in this game. I still think he's in Nate Oates' doghouse, but at least he got some playing time and some run and had some positive moments. So issues. We know who our 4 best players are, who are our top 5, 6, 7. That question needs to be answered. Probably right now, London Jemison is that 5th player, but he's not playing at the level of those other 4, but he certainly seems to contribute positive minutes and makes things happen when he's out on the court. That's encouraging. Alabama's now 12-5 on the season, 2-2 in the SEC. We got things to figure out. This team needs to keep on improving. They need to get back on a winning streak, stay on their winning ways, and they don't need to get some more bad losses like the Texas loss, or their seeding in the NCAA tournament's going to slide. We're still in great shape to make the tournament. We're right there probably on the 4 or 5 line right now as a seed. We want to be a 2-3 seed. I'm not sure we can get to a 2 seed, but would love to be at least a 3 seed in the tournament. So we got to start stacking wins. We need to go out to Norman, Oklahoma, get the win at Oklahoma on Saturday. Next up for Alabama, we play Oklahoma on Saturday, January 17th at 12 noon. Let's count on Alabama playing like they did against State when they go to Norman and getting a win there. We need them to do that. Bama must play with this kind of effort and focus game in and game out if they want to be a Sweet 16 team, if they want to be an Elite 18, and if they want to make the Final Four. I'm cautiously optimistic that Bama is the team that beat State, not the team that lost Texas. We'll be watching. That's it for now. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, follow, hit the notify button for the podcast wherever you access the podcast. God bless and roll Tide.